So it's time for a movie review. This is the 1965 movie A Patch of Blue, which I recently watched for the second time, and certainly was very impressed with it. Couldn't recall the first watch really. Anyway, it's directed by Guy Green, who was responsible for the screenwriting, and shared production with Pandro Berman. It's based on a novel, Be Ready with Bells and Drums, written in 1961 by one Elizabeth Catter, and the movie is really about her. The cast, in the lead role is Sidney Poitier as Gordon Ralph. Shelley Winters plays Roseanne Darcy, and her daughter, also in the lead role, Elizabeth Hartman, debut, plays Selina Darcy. And another significant character is Wallace Ford, who plays the grandpa, Ole Parr. Other actors and actresses worth mentioning: Ivan Dixon plays Gordon's brother, Mark. Now, this movie received a fair amount of success, it has to be said, and at the Academy Awards, Shelley Winters took home the statue for Best Supporting Actress. There were nominations for Best Actress for Elizabeth Hartman, Art Direction, Cinematography and Music Score for one Jerry Goldsmith. At the BAFTAs, nominations for Sidney Poitier as Best Actor, Elizabeth Hartman as Best Actress, and a nomination for Best Motion Picture plus Best Foreign Actor. And finally, to the Golden Globes, more nominations here. One for Best Director for Guy Green, Best Screenplay, New Star of the Year for Elizabeth Hartman, and she won that Golden Globe. And so all in all, it was a highly successful movie. So to my review then. Blind Selina, played by Hartman, has been completely ignored by her family and society. She's a grown woman, and yet she's never even been taught how to cross the street. Lucky for her, she finds a saviour in Gordon, played by Poitier, in the park, who befriends her and teaches her the basics of getting around in modern society. A friendship develops, but he's black, and in segregated America, the script doesn't step too far into that controversy, however, focusing more on exploring how their relationship develops and how benefits for both evolve in the film. The film is very well acted and expertly written, and you feel for them both, and they are nourished by you feel nourished by the decency and gentleness of their characters. The movie opens up the area of how one can live with a disability, this one being blind, and we get an insight into the huge problems one can face without sight. It left me with a greater understanding of this, and thanks to the director and cast, it gives viewers a lesson in the fascinating world of one who is blind. Shelley Winters won an Oscar for her role as Selina's bigoted mother, and her portrayal is provoking and symptomatic of a society lacking in basic care for the disadvantaged. She is at times vile and full of self-centered thinking, but Elizabeth Hartman and Sidney Poitier rightly take centre stage in delivering wonderful performances, particularly the debut from the delicate Elizabeth Hartman. The movie is a tribute to the power of kindness and generosity. It's a soul-searching film. Though not always easy to watch, it is immensely appealing and utterly uplifting. Elizabeth Hartman as Selina is a poor, uneducated girl who was blinded in a freak childhood accident. She lives in a ragged apartment with her abusive mother, Winters, and alcoholic grandfather, played excellently by Wallace Ford in his final role before his passing. She's treated much like a servant and forced to string beaded necklaces to earn her keep. Selina has experienced little of the world beyond what she hears on the radio, and has received no guidance as to how to navigate the life whilst being blind. Eventually, she convinces her mother to let her make the necklaces in the park, and there she meets Gordon, a friendly, educated professional He's also black, but he frequents the park during the day because he works shifts at night. Their mutual desire for companionship develops, and for Selina, she becomes infatuated with the unknown stranger and quickly expresses her love for him. Gordon, however, as a bachelor, is drawn to Selina's youthful purity and vulnerability, but at no time tries to exploit her. He takes on the role of teacher, caregiver, being empathetic and encouraging Selina to become stronger and more independent. Harmony is Gordon's goal with Selina, and he's also got a wary, cynical brother to deal with and a world that often views him with hostility. The early 60s was a period within the USA which was very racially torn, and he, as a black man, was viewed as explicitly seen through Shelley Winters' character as a nigger. Winters is, however, a person who threatens and violates to grab the thing she feels life has unfairly denied her. She manages to communicate her and yearning within a whirlwind of anger, and apparently was devastated to have to play such a hateful, bigoted character, which makes her performance all the more remarkable. Hartman's character is both tender and fragile. Her delight in the small luxuries of life that Gordon shares with her, a carton of pineapple juice and a plate of canned peaches, is in dramatic contrast to the violence and chaos that she experiences in the apartment. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. It's got a sort of unpredictable ending, which I won't share with you, but it's certainly worth following it through to its conclusion. And I put it up there really as probably one of the better movies that was released in 1965. So I suggest you really get along and watch it. Of course, it's in black and white.